guys with their nails done.
The moment I heard about BARUUK's new Endless Lullaby augment, the first thing that comes to mind is a Resonance Banshee, or a Calm and Frenzy Equinox. How they built the augment is somehow similar to the two frames I've mentioned. The gameplay would probably be similar. Put enemies to sleep, then get some finisher kills to reactivate the ability. It's just that simple. Hell, I even decided to just create a meme video instead of a guide. However, as soon as I tested the augment, it's way better than I imagined. And in fact, it provided a new way to play with your chill space monk. Welcome everyone. In today's video, we will be learning the curves on how to have some dumb fun with BARUUK's new Endless Lullaby augment. But before that, I would humbly ask that you like and subscribe to this video. My goal is to reach 200k subs before the end of this year, and I hope you can help me out achieve that. Thank you, and now, let's dive into this video. When you take a look at the augment, clearly you'll see remnants on Banshee's resonance augment on this one. And then, you can conclude that this is just a copycat augment. In addition, BARUUK doesn't really need duration for lullas when it comes to effectiveness. Players would want to build BARUUK with low duration and high efficiency, so you can just literally spam his second ability. How about survivability, you ask? Well, this frame has tons of damage mitigation, that you don't even need the elude ability to make him survive. Just put lots of power, strength, efficiency, some range, and then add the adaptation mod, and you will be a semi-tank crowd-controlling, heavy-hitting monk. But this mod setup is just one of many for this frame. I have tried a couple of builds for BARUUK, and you can see that on how many former I've spent already on this frame. Like I've said, the addition of Endless Lullaby on your build creates a new playstyle for this monk. With this augment, you are not only good with crowd control, but you can be stealthy with BARUUK. Now, BARUUK can still use stealth with the help of arcane trickery, without the Endless Lullaby augment. However, just like the name of the augment implies, it puts enemies to an endless state of sleep, since every time you perform a finisher attacks, the ability reactivates. With high range, plus constant finisher kills, you can ensure that enemies will just stand on one corner waiting to be killed. It's an interesting build to play in survival missions, and also very useful in terms of focus farming in Idaro Sedna. The only thing I think it's missing with this augments is the ability to erode the restraint bar once the ability reactivates. It would be perfect if that happens, since we can maintain our fourth ability, which holds a lot of potential finisher damage. Talking about builds and setup, the first thing you need is 2 arcane trickery to become a stealth monk. Using 2 rank 3 trickery on a Warframe results in a 19% chance to become invisible. The chance may be small in paper, but that's sufficient since we will be doing finisher attacks most of the time with this setup. In terms of modding, you can copy my build or try a different variant if you please. My reasoning for this mod setup is that I choose overextended and stretch, not only to give lull a very wide range, but also to give lull that 360-degree dodge angle. By the way, the only required mods for this build are the range mods, primed flow, and the Endless Lullaby augment. The other mods are optional and just for my playstyle. In my case, I enjoy using Desert Wind along with this build. The finisher damage of BARUUK's Exalted Fist is very powerful and quite fun to use in my opinion. In fact, in survival missions, you can get rid of overextended, and just place Augur Reach in this slot if you please. Overall, the gameplay of this build is similar to Banshee, but just differs in survivability and damage dealt. Banshee is more of a glass cannon. The damage dealt by this kind of gameplay, especially when she have equipped the Savage Silence augment, is top-notch compared to BARUUK with the Endless Lullaby setup. On the other hand, players won't need to worry about survivability when playing with BARUUK, because if stealth gameplay fails, you have an assurance that he won't die due to his damage mitigation and projectile dodging ability. I will be taking this setup for a spin this weekend, so be sure to check out that video. In the meantime, you can try this mod setup for yourself. Also, be sure check out my other BARUUK video as it will feature the reactive storm augment. I did plan to create a video about those two augments, but some players are reporting that the reactive storm augment is kinda bug at the moment. So, I think that it's best to wait for a fix than creating a video that could lead to misinformation. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.